boys and girls, it's Mrs. B. I'm here with your video lesson for Monday. This is our 4th day of our distance learning writing and illustrating course. We've pretty much finished up our nonfiction books. If you want to share them with me and you haven't gotten a chance to, we can make some time to do that today. But I wanted to tell you about the way to set up a fiction story, because we talked about how this week we would start writing a fiction story. A fiction story might have some realistic details, but a fiction story is a story that is not true. It's from someone's imagination. And fiction stories have many parts to them. They have main characters, they have problems, sometimes they have magic in them, lots and lots of different details. And it can get really overwhelming to plan out the details when anything can happen. So an easy way to plan a fiction story has a silly name. It's called Somebody Wanted, But So Then. Somebody wanted, but so then. This is an easy way of sorting out the parts of your fiction story so that you can break it down into 5 things you need to figure out before you start writing. So today we have 2 goals. First, we're going to figure out the somebody wanted, but so then for our fiction story. And then we're going to practice some ideas or draw some ideas of our main character in our fiction story. So the somebody part of our fiction story is our main character. Wanted, that's what the main character wants to do. But that part is the problem that stops the main character from doing what they want to do. So, how does the main character fix the problem? Then you could probably figure out that's the ending. So we're going to talk about these parts for a story that you probably already are very familiar with, The Three Little Pigs. And then you are going to figure out your main character, which I know a lot of you already know. And then you're going to fill out your chart. So in The Three Little Pigs, the main characters, are the 3 little pigs. And in this story, so that's our somebody, we would write 3 little pigs. What did they want? They wanted to be safe and happy in their houses. But the but is the wolf tried to eat them for supper, so they weren't safe in their houses. So they built their houses out of different materials to make them stronger and safer. Then they were safe from the wolf. So any fiction story you can kind of break down into those 5 basic parts. So you're going to start with your writing today by writing down who your main character is and what his or her name is. I also think it's helpful to start thinking about where your story takes place. Is it in a magical forest? Is it in the ocean? Is it in a candy store? Where does your story take place? And if there are any other important characters who you don't want to forget to include, you can list them here. So figure those out first, and then see if you can figure out your chart. See if you can fill in what you have for your chart. Who's the main character? What does the main character want to do? What is stopping the main character from reaching his or her goal? How does the main character fix this problem? And how does it end? So your job today is to fill that out. You don't need to print this paper. You certainly can write this on any blank sheet of paper. The great big art pages that were included in your Illustrator kit are a wonderful place to do that. And I always like to color code things in rainbow colors because you know I love rainbow order. And then after you have figured out the details of your story, you're going to think about what your main character would look like. And you can sketch out many, many different ideas. You don't have to use the first one you come up with. You can sketch out different ideas of what your main character would look like. So if your main character is a wizard, does your wizard have a blue robe or a purple robe or a yellow robe? You could try out different ideas to see which one you like the best. And then tomorrow we'll talk about how we can put the picture of the main character on the cover of your book and how we practice drawing our main character over and over so it looks the same every time we draw it, because that's an important part of illustrating also. So your jobs are figure out your main character, figure out your somebody wanted but so then story frame, and start to draw some pictures of that main character. I hope you guys have fun starting out your ideas for your fiction story, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.